You found it? Yeah. It's the little round thing, right?
Yeah.
They're in the box. I am vertically challenged, but I don't know.
Make sure you can't fire. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Councilman Galvin, can you hear me?
Hey, Councilman. Hey, how are you? Did you hear Ricardo's speaking? No, I'm walked out. I turned on my computer and walked out. Can I just take a quick look? Yeah, absolutely. Test, test. Do you hear me, Ricardo?
Yes, we can hear you and see you.
Okay, perfect.
Can you hear us, Rasha? Yeah, so they can hear us, we can hear them.
Mayor, we are ready on the TV. We're ready on the TV, and I'm gonna let the attendees in, and you can start the meeting as soon as you're ready, okay?
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Yes, Councilwoman.
I'm signing in with a different computer. Would you send me an invite on my regular mail for today's council meeting?
Sure. For the council meeting, right?
Yeah.
To your private email or the city email?
Send it to both, but I'm not getting my email.
I'll send it to both.
Oh, you know, yeah, send it again. Thank you.
I don't know who that is. Is that yours? Huh? Yes, he's on. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Councilman.
Thank you.
Thanks for all that you do.
That's right. Oh. Even if it was that joking.
No, I meant that from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, you should have heard what she said about you a couple minutes ago. I know. The thing is, she'll follow me and say it to me
Good afternoon, everyone. Ready? IT, are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, June 12th, 2021. This is the first CRA meeting for the year 2021. I hope we had a good holiday, and let me wish everyone a happy 2021, and I hope that 2021 is better than 2020. And before we begin, let's stand for a pledge of allegiance with Major Woman. Please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation,
for which stands one nation, under God,
and justice for all.
liberty and justice.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, can you do a call, please?
Absolutely, Chairman. Happy New Year, everyone. And for the record, it's January 12th, 2021. I believe you said June. Board Member Estimate Irvin.
Present.
Board Member Keys. Board Member Keys.
Here.
Board Member Galvin.
Here.
Board Member Desilme.
Here.
Chairman Bienerme.
Yeah.
Chairman, you have a forum to proceed.
Thank you very much. And now let's move to the consent agenda.
Consent agenda. Unless a member of the CRA board wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tabs A through C constitute the consent agenda. These resolutions and items are self-explanatory and are not expected to require additional review or discussion. These items will be reported as individually numbered resolutions adopted unanimously by the following motion: that the consent agenda comprised of tabs A through C be adopted.
Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have a motion made by Board Member Desilme to approve the consent agenda. The motion was seconded by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Items for review and action. Agenda item number 1.
Agenda item 1, resolution to approve 2021 interlocal indirect services. A resolution of the chairman and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency approving the interlocal service agreement between the City of North Miami and the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency relating to the provision of indirect services by the city to the North Miami CRA for fiscal year 2020 to 2021. Authorizing the executive director to execute the interlocal service agreement, authorizing the executive director to take all steps necessary and appropriate to implement the terms and conditions of the interlocal service agreement, and providing an effective date. Agenda item 1.
Thank you very much, Madam Executive Director. Do we have any?
Good afternoon, Chairman and board members. Again, there's a memo attached, but it's just a refresher. Every year we have an interlocal agreement with the City of North Miami to provide indirect services to the CRA, support services such as finance, budget, procurement, HR, IT services. This year, it was in our budget that was approved in September for $564,693. Once this item is approved by the board, it will also go on the city council agenda to receive, and we will release the funds to the city at that time.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on agenda item number 1. Agenda item number 1 is open to the public.
Ricardo, since I'm unable to see the hands, will you be able to let us know if anyone has their hands raised on this item? Thank you for attending this afternoon's virtual regular CRA meeting. This meeting will allow live public comment by attendees, and public hearing will take place upon announcement by the chair of the meeting, Chairman Philippe Bienerme. From that time, attendees will be able to virtually raise their hand, and this should function similarly to lining up at the podium. Attendees cannot leave their hand raised throughout the entire meeting, so if you raise your hand before an item is read, it will be removed. Do not forget to state your full name and complete address for the record, and remember that you will have up to 2 minutes to make your comment. Thank you in advance for your understanding and your feedback.
Thank you very much. Agenda item number 1 is open to the public.
Mayor, it doesn't appear that we have any hands raised on this item. I'm now able to see the log.
Thank you very much. Item number 1 is closed. Board members, any questions?
So moved.
Can I hear? Second.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve agenda item 1. The motion was seconded by by Chairman Felipe Nunez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Item number 2.
Agenda item 2, resolution to approve Miller Electric for license plate readers. A resolution of the chair and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency approving the recommendation of award of request for proposals RFP number 13-17-18 license plate reader system for the City of North Miami Police Department to Miller Electric Company, authorizing the executive director and North Miami CRA attorney to negotiate and finalize an agreement with Miller Electric Company as the second ranked respondent for an amount not to exceed $156,347, authorizing the executive director to execute the agreement, authorizing the executive director to take all action necessary to implement the terms of the agreement, and providing for an effective date. Agenda item 2.
This item before you, and I know Mr. Destrade is here, but just to brief you, I had emailed you all. Originally, we had hired Syntel to provide the license plate readers, but unfortunately, they were not able to meet their contractual obligation, and so the project was delayed. So we went for the second ranked company, Miller Electric, to provide them with the contract. Also so Miller Electric representative is on hold. Major Diana Roman is on hold. If you have any questions, this is supported by the chief and the police because this is an item that they've been wanting for a while now. But I also have Mr. Destrade there if you'd like to ask him any other questions. So this is more of a transfer of a contract between the original grantee to the second ranked contract person.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public first. Item number 2 is open to the public.
If you wish to speak on this item, please raise your hand at this time. Right, at this time, we have 1 hand raised. Our first hand raised is Carmela Furman. Carmela Furman, please unmute yourself. I have already unmuted you. State your name and address for the record, and remember that you have up to 2 minutes to make your comment.
Thank you. Carmela Furman, 12530 Northeast 4th Avenue. I was just curious what did happen with the initial company as far as like what were they not able to do to meet their obligation, forcing you guys to choose then the second. And my second point is just in support of getting that. We definitely would need something like that for our police department. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on item number 2.
Mayor, at this time, it does not appear that we have any other hands raised.
Thank you very much. Item number 2 is closed to the public. And now, board members.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Roman, Officer Roman, how you doing? Major Roman. Question in reference to, are these the license plate reader for speeding, or what's the purpose use of them primarily?
Major Roman? I guess she's trying to unmute herself, but so in 2018, this was part of our community policing. This helps with tracking vehicles that are listed on, APBs and so on, if they're coming through our city, to help with, I can't say fighting crime, but preventing crime and seeing if there's any other hot cars in the vicinity. It's also, right now they have the license plate readers in Miami Gardens, Miami Shores, and several other cities. I know Colgate.
I know, where and why. Yes, it's a, different. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I just got on now.
Yeah. It's like I'm getting.
Vice Mayor, do you have two devices by you? No? Okay.
No.
You can speak. There's a woman in there.
Major, can you answer the question? I'm sorry.
Yes, okay, thank you, I'm sorry, I think I was muted there. So in answer to your question, first of all, good afternoon, Mayor and the board. This is a great item, it really is. This is where it's a mobile unit that's going to have a license plate reader. What this does is that it records license plates. It actually takes pictures of them on an ongoing basis. I visited Pompano Beach to see firsthand how this works. They use Miller Electric for this, and I have to tell you, they love it. What it does is that it takes pictures, and with those pictures, it is linked to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. And with that, we can see warrants that are out there, persons that are wanted, stolen vehicles, missing persons, issues relating to protectors orders, gang and terrorist watch lists, felons on release program, inmate release program issues, a whole array of things that are linked to vehicles. The other thing we can do also is that if we have internal tags that we want to look for internal investigations, and this would be very critical to select people entering that as well, but we can also enter our own tags of interest based on our cases. That's the LPR side of it. Now, also there is a CCTV camera part of it as well. And I can give you a minute example how that helped Pompano Beach in that they had an egregious illegal dumping problem that they could not solve. These cameras solved it immediately. So it gives us two options: the tag possibilities and the possibilities of having a camera for surveillance at hotspots, locations to help us solve crime. Again, this is the management of this will be overseen by the major. The policy, we're looking at, the best policy forward. You would see it using CFA standards to get that right. And again, this will be select personnel that will have access to the overall behind the works entry of information in this system.
Yes, Major Roman. I X, maybe I need to log out. But it's for the purpose of the tire marks that we have in the middle section. I was wondering if they could help that.
I would absolutely. I would say so. It's no different than the illegal dumping. Let's places where we're having problems, and that's going to record. And I would tell you that, for example, in Pompano, and Dan can jump in, interject on this one, but for Pompano Beach, the CCTV records, it loops every 30 days. So we can have a recording there for a while, depending on our service and whatnot. But then the LPR records for 3 months. So let's say we have this place somewhere, it's going to look like a speed trailer, which is ill as well. People are not going to know what this thing is actually doing. But let's say we have to go back. We have further information on a case that says, okay, 2 months ago, let's go back to see who was out there. If we can, at a certain time when we might have had a crime occur, to search. So it's searchable as well to go back for videos and to go back for tags to see who was in the area. If we have a suspected person, to see if, it builds circumstantial evidence for sure, let alone real or direct evidence. If it captures a crime on camera, I can tell you they had a homicide that they captured on camera because they already had that camera located in a hot zone. So the possibilities are endless. It will not be without challenges, that's for sure. But that's why I wanted to visit them, to learn from their lessons so that we can, at the forefront, protect ourselves from within policy and training.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? None. Can I get a motion to approve the item?
So moved. Second. Oh, so moved. I'm gonna log out.
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve Agenda Item 2. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Item number 3.
Item number 3, NM 125th Development LLC for 1150 to 1170 Northeast 125th Street Rehabilitation Grant Request. Agenda item.
Before you is a grant request from 125th Street Development NM LLC for the property located at 1150 and 1170 Northeast 125th Street. That is where the Douglas Gardens mental health is currently located. This grant is to redo the facade, the complete exterior, impact windows and doors, awnings, new flooring, and redoing of the parking lot. This will allow the property owner to be able to lease it to additional tenants and also to make it more appealable and appropriate for the downtown aesthetics. The total cost of the project is $198,034. There are no violations on the property. As per our grant guidelines, the applicant would be eligible for up to 50% of the total project cost. So staff is recommending approval of $99,017 for this grant request. Mr. Wazerstein is on call if you have any additional questions. But I think the board is familiar with the building. It's, like I said, it's right on 125th Street. And you can see the sign for the Douglas Mental Health is next to an empty lot. And that building needs a very good, let's say, an upgrade facade for sure. If the board has any questions. Can't hear you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. And let's open it to the public, then we'll come to the dais. Public hearing is open on item number 3.
If anyone wishes to speak on this item, please raise your hand at this time. If you're participating by phone, please press *9 now. Mayor, it does not appear that we have any hands raised to speak on this item.
Thank you very much. Board members, do you have any questions? If none, can I have a motion to approve the item?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you
I
very
have a
much.
motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve the item, Agenda Item 3. The motion was seconded by Board Member Keyes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Now, do we have a CRA attorney report?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the CRA board. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I'm sorry I don't have my video set up today. And the reason is that I wanted to inform you all that I have moved to a new law firm in which I am an owner and equity partner and managing partner. It's called Spiritus Law. Very happy to be here. We've engaged an associate, Jonathan Portuando, who's here with me today to assist with your CRA matters. So we're looking forward to representing you from our new firm. And this item to approve the new firm will be coming up at your next CRA board meeting on the 26th. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you all. And Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you too. CRA Executive Director, any report?
Just briefly, a reminder that we're still looking for advisory committee members for the business. Thank you, Councilman Galvin, for Ms. Alfaro. So now we have a vacancy, a business vacancy for the chairman for District 3 and a business at large. So any other recommendations, please forward them to me so that I may talk to the applicant and try to recruit them to be on our committee. So we may have quorum. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Any public?
Chairman?
Yes.
Rasha, did you get Pierre Charles as the at-large resident?
Yes, I did, Mr. Franz Pierre Charles, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public comments? Madam Secretary, do you have any public comment?
Yes, we have one.
Yes.
But if anyone else would like to make a public comment at this time, please do raise your hand, and I will begin with the one that was previously submitted. Nicholas and Deborah Davies, 1165 Northeast 127th Street. And there are other signatories to this as well, but I won't read them at this time. Dear CRA board members, we live in single family homes on Northeast 127th Street and the neighboring area adjacent to the proposed 1155 NOMI project. Many of us have lived here for a long time and raised families here. We all share the same broad concerns regarding this project. 1. The CRA was approved based on a maximum of 384 rental apartments with a maximum height of 8 stories. We are all concerned that this would be too many apartments, creating too much traffic and without enough on-site parking. We have spoken to Mr. Skelma, who knows that the building standards require at least 1.5 parking spaces for each apartment and 1 visitor space for every 10 apartments. So 384 apartments would require parking space for at least 615 vehicles plus extra parking for any commercial tenants. The developer's current proposal assumes a 15% reduction in parking spaces for quote-unquote green building features and the mobility hub. The native plants and electric car plugins will not reduce the number of parking spaces the residents actually need. We all hope for better public transportation in the future, but for now, we nearly all need a private car to live in North Miami. Mr. Skemla suggested that the parking lots behind the office buildings on Northeast 125th Street could serve as overflow parking, but they are private property, so that would only benefit towing firms, not the residents. The final plan for this project must include ample on-site parking with no reduction based on loopholes that do not reduce the actual number of cars. Parking must not be allowed to overflow into the surrounding neighborhood, so there must be either more parking or a smaller number of apartments or very possibly both. Mayor, at this time, this would have been 2 minutes. However, there are several signatories to this, and there are just 2 points left if you allow me the time to continue.
Go ahead.
Thank you. 2, the developer's current proposal shows only 1 vehicle entrance to a parking garage on Northeast 126th Street and 2 vehicle entrances on Northeast 127th Street, where hundreds of cars and delivery vehicles coming and going would be a nightmare for all of us who live there and a danger to cyclists in the proposed bike lane on Northeast 127th Street. We trust that the city will insist that all vehicle entrances must be on Northeast 126th Street or 11th or 12th Avenues. 3, we hope that any high-rise 7 or 8-story portion of this project will be limited to the south side of the property, and that the north side of the project, closer to Northeast 127th Street, will be much lower to blend in with our low-rise, single-family neighborhood. An alternative proposal that could address many of our concerns and maybe even solve the developer's thorny parking problem would be to replace the current proposal for a massive U-shaped 8-story structure with a 7 or 8-story building on Northeast 126th Street, a 2 or 3-story garden apartment building on Northeast 127th Street, and a parking garage, surface parking, and recreational areas between the 2 buildings. We have told Mr. Skemla that we look forward to working with him as he and his partners develop their plans, and we are counting on the CRA board, the City Council, the Development Review Committee, the Planning Commission, and the Planning Division to ensure that our concerns are addressed and that this project will be a positive development for our neighborhood and our city. Thank you. And once again, it will be included in the record that there were several other signatories in the neighboring area who had signed on to this comment.
Thank you very much.
I will now check to see if anyone else has raised their hand to speak. And at this time, Chairman Bannerman, it appears that no one else has raised their hand to speak on this item.
Thank you very much. No old business, no new business. Is there any comment from any members? If none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you very much.
Made by Board Member Galvin to adjourn, seconded by Board Member Desilme. All in favor?
I'm sorry, excuse me. My name is Abby Salt. I don't know the protocol of this meeting, but I was told that my grant application was going to be reviewed by the board today, and I got several calls from the CRA folks to make sure I attended the meeting. I'm so sorry that I didn't speak sooner.
It's okay, Ms. Salt. Your item was approved in the consent agenda. Thank you for attending.
Thank you very much, and
The motion to adjourn carries a 5-0 vote. And we are adjourned at 1:29 p.m.